Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Al Stock Trades. Again, my apologies. No camera here, internet, and also not in my normal YouTube studio. So, I got a lot of some emails from folks saying, hey, man, I really liked your Meet Kevin video, and I want you to go, I want to hear a little bit more of your insights. Their video they were referencing was this video here. So we're going to go in and we're going to talk about the rise and fall of Meet Kevin. Now, there's been a lot of people out there that unfortunately do not have a voice, that have been, they feel like they've been taken advantage of. And in this video, this will be a good repository for folks to comment down if I get this wrong and if there's something that I'm missing regarding Meet Kevin's story. And I assume there will be, right? Because I'm not really that much of a 100% subscriber to him in terms of watching every video. So I'm probably going to leave some stuff out. So we're going to be talking about the rise and fall of Meet Kevin. So first things first, most recently, he created this video here saying why I deleted my YouTube channel. And if you look actually right now, and if you were to look at this on why I deleted my YouTube channel. YouTube here, and it just simply, if you just type in YouTube, you can't actually find this anymore. Because he went ahead and he deleted that as well. So he deleted his YouTube channel and he deleted the video where he basically communicated to people that he was deleting the video. So the reason why is because we showed, if you watch the video I sent out, that it had a high dislike ratio. So you're going to see this criticism, but it's going to be stemming throughout the longevity of this video. Interweaved is Kevin's flip-flopping ability to just continue to just go from left and right and zigzag to no consensus. And what subscribers are looking for is a medium where someone is stable in his approach, his or her approach. Before, I guess, 2020 or before 2021, there wasn't really an alternative. Now there's Twitter X, there's the All In podcast. There's a lot of more stable figures that are successful entrepreneurs, that unfortunately have a higher probability of success than Meet Kevin when it comes to this, and have done it the correct way. Now again, that's still some gray area there. Every person has their skeletons. So normally when you post a video within 4 hours, he usually gets a lot of views, but now you're starting to see in terms of the slope of his views is starting to taper down. So slope is equal to x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1. And you could start to see the slope here starting to go down, okay? And if you were to compare, let's say, for example, a video posted by Andre Geek. Now, again, this person is another YouTuber in the finance realm. Now, someone who's been in finance for over a decade. Obviously, I'm speaking to myself. These folks tend to let's put it this way. They saw a niche that no one was doing, and they don't know about finance. So they wanted to learn finance and still talk about it. But unfortunately, they portrayed themselves as experts, and, people have opinions about them. But what Andre Geek was able to do is be able to retain the trust of his subscribers, which is why he's consistently hitting benchmarks of over, near 250,000 viewerships off of his 2.3 million subscribers. And then in an hour, hitting 13,000 views, while Meet Kevin in 4 hours doing 9.6 thousand views, right? So you could start to see here the discrepancies and the differences with Meet Kevin has been doing. So what did he do? He decided to create multiple channels that are, Meet Kevin Live, Meet Kevin Politics, Meet Kevin Podcasts, and Meet Kevin, the 1.88 million subscribers, and this out of the doors one called House Hack. Now, going back, we're going to talk about this right now, but let's just file this to the side real quick. Interestingly, when he was deleting a lot of videos, many folks were saying, well, maybe he was just deleting the old stocks that he gave out. That unfortunately shows a blueprint of the individual picking, terrible stocks that were negative free cash flow, that did not have a pathway to profitability, that were overvalued at $120 and now going to around $20 without doing some form of an intrinsic value calculation, is something that is taught in the finance world and is practiced by fundamental value investors stemming from Benjamin Graham's ideology. Now, If you don't know what that is, I highly suggest you look into it, right? But so the thing is, he did that and removed it, and it caused another set of friction, and a barrier and a gap between him and his subscribers. Okay. So then he's decided to go ahead and formulate this, and his opinion, his reason was because some people want the podcast version, some people want politics. Well, the people subscribe for the lives; they really like the lives. The issue with the lives is they're very hectic in terms of waking up in the morning and covering the stock market, and it's not the content that it's content that expires, right? You're not going to go ahead and do a market open live a week from now, right? Because there's going to be 5 or 6, 5 in between, right? And if you were to go deeper in his channel, for the market lives here, you can see that even though 44,000 people subscribed, you can see the ratio, again, like I said, Andre Geek was able to get 13,000 views in 1 hour. This guy is getting 14,000 views in 2 days. So obviously his viewership is starting to taper. So let's examine this as a case study. Now, he did recently make a video regarding the failure of Meet Kevin. And he's I would say, on the right track to gaining, respect from his audience and gaining trust, because he's been for so long not taking not saying, hey man, I really screwed up. Hey, I had in trouble. I had some trouble with the law. There are folks out there on YouTube that unfortunately were having videos about me, and I screwed up and I had this X, Y, and Z. But what he tried to do is he tried to suppress smaller YouTube creators, and essentially try to ban them from YouTube and give them a content strike, which a lot of these YouTubers, maybe some of them, maybe that's what they use the money to live off of. But this gentleman does not care. And he was just wanting, to threaten to sue them. And it's a bad look. And audiences are very smart. People talk. And when you lose the trust, you damage your brand. Interestingly, if you've seen in his background now, his background of his family. Before it was a background of coupon code this, hustlers, elite universities, and mastering courses, and just course after course after course. Okay. And now he's pivoting and he realized that the connection, because at first he was like, oh, I have these subscribers, let me just milk them, right? I have all these subscribers and let me just milk the shit out of them, because, that's the issue, which is why I guess in medicine, for folks that don't know, I'm in medical school. In about a year, I'm going to be a physician. I'm going to go into neurosurgery. I'm going to be a brain surgeon. So it's all about the, physician-patient relationship. And if your patients don't trust you, then, what the hell are you doing, right? And I would say that, transferable skills are akin to the YouTube to subscriber connection. And once you lose that connection, your brand gets tarnished. So now he's trying to rebuild that brand. The question is, can he repair it? So, comment down below if you think he can. I'm curious to see this, but analyzing what's going on right now with Meet Kevin. And it's like, why are we looking at a graph and talking about Meet Kevin? Well, the 10-year treasury yield is indicative of, what we use as the risk-free rate and the ability to generate an intrinsic value calculation, something in finance related. And potentially you may have not heard Meet Kevin talk about this in terms of the risk-free rate equation. There's an article, free articles I post on fundamentnews.com. You can, it's in the bottom menu, the free newsletters you can subscribe to, and they're really in depth. But overall, Meet Kevin made a lot of his money here because the alpha, being able to generate alpha in a market was quite easy when, we were in 10 years of potentially majority of quantitative easing. So he made a lot of money here, because, it was, in fact, if you zoom out, this was a great time to make a lot of money. When you get cuts, near zero, making money is quite pretty damn good, right? But then as the interest rates, the federal funds rate, this is not the federal funds rate, this is the 10-year. As the federal funds rate start to increase, we started to see an increase in the 10-year, and then people started to flow into money market funds. And then the discount rate for stocks went up, which caused the intrinsic value calculation to decrease the price targets of companies that are speculative. Okay. So what did Meet Kevin do? And instead of basically trying to, I'll tell you what killed him. What killed him was between 2022 and 2023. This year killed Meet Kevin, because what he ended up doing is, instead of creating a connection with his subscribers, he was creating videos to a point of just create videos. And every 2 to 3 minutes, he had a thing where, here's a coupon code down here. Here's a coupon code. It got to a point where he literally forced his coupon codes down the subscriber's throat. And it got to a point where, someone just wants the damn news. Someone just wants to, understand something. And you have someone just, cars salesman-like approach, just sell you this information and just continues just to sell, sell, sell. And it got to the point where you have Twitter and X and all the All-In podcast that does not do that. So it's like, the subscriber said, I had enough. This is too much, right? And again, he has revenue to sustain. He has bills to pay, right? His jet is expensive. He's managing all of these things, so he needs his subscribers' money, or his YouTube media business, what he called it, to milk his subscribers in order to sustain his projects. And now it's starting to, this is starting to be a problem for him. Okay, so just very quickly to put everything into tax. Meet Kevin, is a content creator, of course, right? Between 2022 and 2023, during I would say the tech recession, Kevin's investments strategies faltered. His stocks plummeted by 70, 90%. And he started shifting and double down on his, coupon codes, right? So he increased his video output with less substantive, content. And he focused on just promoting his courses rather than really speaking to his subscribers and being able to really, give them value and, just be a friend. Right. This caused people to just say, hey, there's Twitter with X. There's a lot of people out there that give their insights. There's the All In podcast. I'm kind of screwed up with this unsolicited. I'm fed up with this. I'm done watching this guy. And he tarnished his brand, where if you were to look at my comment sections, I'm getting a lot of people calling him this word here. A lot of people are calling him this now. The Jim Cramer of YouTube, he's destroyed his brand. And when you destroy your brand in business, it's over. I mean, go to Entrepreneurial School 101. If you destroy your brand, then it's over, my friend. Your brand is over. Now, there's going to be people that are going to talk crap and whatnot. But if you use, the behaviors he's done, he's demolished his brand, right? Like if you look at my brand, I've been consistent with my message. I know what I'm talking about. But if you start flip-flopping and going back and forth, if you I'll give it to all the doctors that watch your channel. It's like imagine you have a medical student come with awards with you, and he keeps flip-flopping on what he wants to do. You ask him, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to treat the patient with ACE inhibitors, and no, I want to treat him with this one. No, I want to treat him with. You don't know what you're talking about, right? And that's the brand he's built himself. Okay, and so let's continue. So he frequently blamed others for his mistakes, tried to silence critics, and even pursued threats against legal action against them. Initially, he gained popularity by viral tapping high-profile figures like Grant Cardone. So viral tapping is a technique used to basically, he went to Grant Cardone's office and dressed up as an elf. And it's a way to go into someone's atmosphere and essentially be able to gain popularity off of the backs of a high profile person. But, what's interesting is later he this is the hypocrisy that comes. And again, this destroys the trust that people have in you. Then he started targeting small content, smaller creators that are doing similar things on him. Right. There's other content creators out there that have just, dedicated their niche into just, going after me, Kevin, right? But he's going after them, and that causes distrust. Distrust. So Despite his efforts in financial education, his reputation has been tarnished, making it difficult to regain trust and credibility through, essentially, he does have a pathway out, which he does acknowledge his mistakes, which could offer a glimmer of hope, right? And this is the video where he says, hey, I have some mistakes. Now, again, he doesn't say that until 75% into the video here. In the beginning, it's just meet Kevin. Again, his whatever what he does, not just not taking ownership of his mistakes. He starts doing it at the end of the video, and not leveling off with people in the beginning. Like, hey, you know what? I screwed up. I'm sorry. I sold you out. Right? I'm sorry that I continued, pushing courses down your throat. I took advantage of you. I'm sorry. Okay. But of course he's not going to say that because it's going to open up a whole can of worms. But again, that's what's honest. I feel like if I was a newbie investor, okay, and I trusted this guy and he's been basically giving out all this information. I mean, come on, man. There's a channel called Financial Education. Literally, it's called Financial Education, and the guy picked 4 stocks that went bankrupt. Well, what kind of it's like YouTube is a freaking clown show, right? And so, please comment down below what you think about what I said. Did I miss anything? Was this comprehensive enough? Again, I don't follow him a lot, so I probably missed a bunch of videos that you guys watched, but please fill them down below. I do read your comments. And I just want this to be kind of a stable mark and a study case report for entrepreneurs out there. Because our channel is about the stock market, right? Your name is your name. Okay, that is your name, right? And if you talk to my subscribers, if you talk to my folks, they know I have the best intentions for them, right? I mean, it's very clear. I mean, I'm not saying all doctors are good people, right? There's always bad apples and everything, but there's a high probability that doctors tend to have maybe higher amygdalas in the general population, meaning that we care, right? So let this be a case study that, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can't sell out your subscribers. You can't sell, and hopefully he fixes this connection with them. But it's going to be very difficult, and I wish him the best luck. I really do. And there's type A people and type B, or 2 different types of personalities. There's people that learn from others' mistakes, and there's people like to do. So use this to learn from Meet Kevin's failures, and use it to learn. What are tips that you've learned from his failures, and put them in the comments section down below. I'm curious on how to be a better entrepreneur. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.